Yo, yeah. Let's get it. Uh, Looks like I'm live. Uh, Let me just quickly check and then we get on to what we have for today. How are you guys doing? So what we have for today? Yeah, okay. So looks like we're live. Looks like audio is good, visual is good, and today we're going to model in a blender. Uh, yeah, we're basically going to model in a blender. I have a reference image which I'm going to pull into Blender just like so. Where is it? Where is it? I think I took a screenshot now. Okay, I downloaded it. So this is it right here. I think I've modeled this before. When I was working on 3D icons, I think I used this for reference. So it's going to be pretty much straightforward, and we should be done with this stream in about 45 minutes. So let's go. I'm not working with any dimensions, so I'm just going to try to figure out proportions, which I think is more important for a subject like this. I'm going to figure out proportions on the fly. So I think for the base, we're looking at something like this, and we're going to build off of this basically. So we have this part set. I am going to add in an edge loop around somewhere around here. I'm looking at this again. I feel like okay, it's cool. This can be brought up on the z-axis just slightly, and then I can select this face and just extrude that. So we have that, and I can GZ basically. All right, so this is like the base of the blender. It is not a complete base or sophisticated base, but like it's just something that we could use as some kind of a block out basically. So we have that. Next time I'm going to do, I feel like down here S0, it kind of tapers out a little bit. I don't know if it's just me, but right here it seems it scales in ever so slightly. Maybe it does, but it's very, very slight. So I'm going to replicate that. Right here, I will select this, select this, select this, and select this, right? And I want to bevel all of this. So we're going to bevel just like so. And that's good. I'm going to shade auto small. Looking at this now, the shape looks wrong. So all of that scaling in that I did, I'm going to bring all of those back, and we're going to do our beveling again. So basically what the bevel looks like is something like this to me, right? This is what a bevel looks like to me. So all of this I'm going to join so that in case I want to be able to, I want to add like a loop around it, I will be able to easily do that with these chords that I'm setting up right now, hopefully. So if I want to add loop tracks, okay, it works. So looking at this, the face right here, it has an inset, but this it has a slight bevel, but it's not even a bevel that shows at all. I could even do away with that, but here I just want to give here a very, very, very slight bevel. As a matter of fact, if it gives me any problem later, I'm going to take it out. I'm going to undo that, bevel that again. That's cool. I'm going to shade smooth, and I like it. So right here, I'll select these faces, and I'm going to insert first of all. So the moment I insert this, I will extrude it along normals. So I've created these parts of the blender where we're going to have controls and stuff. So next thing I want to do is this detail. So we have something like a trim line. around this part right here. So I'm going to bevel that just like so. Extrude along normals 1, extrude along normals again. So this looks good. For the foot, for the ground part of this, it looks like there's some activities going on there. So in order to achieve whatever is going on there, I feel first of all, let me arrange this. So I'm going to pivot around the active element and do S X 0. Right. I'm looking at this now and I'm thinking I probably want to use a boolean to cut out the shape. All right. Yeah, let me use a boolean. Should I? If I can add a loop right here, I don't think I would need a boolean. I want to quickly join these edges so I can add a complete loop. SX0. Yeah. So if I can do something like this, add in an edge loop on this side and then probably delete this, delete faces, and then I'm going to select this edge and extrude on the Z. Easy. Just like so. So I can fill this face. Will this work? F. Then same thing applies to this F. Just 1 second, guys. I quickly want to check the stream, make sure that everything is working, audio is working, and also if there's any message on there. 1 second, guys. I quickly want to check the stream, make sure that everything is working, audio is working, and also. All right, all good on that. But I'm looking at the video right now and I look crazy. Maybe that's one of the reasons why. Maybe that's one of the reasons why Maybe that's one of the reasons why I just turned off my turned off my video for good. But it's all good. I'm good. There's no problem. So I'm going to bevel this out to this point, and this right here, I'm going to add this and then add this, and I'm going to do the same thing again. But this time around, maybe I just want to just extrude along the mouse instead. All right. No, let me delete the face because I feel like I'm going to add an overall bevel to this at a later point. And if I want to do that, I don't want to have like tight corners and very tight bevels. I want it to just apply smoothly. So fill this. So that's cool. I can mirror this to the other side. And we have this effect on the other side. So that's cool. Right here, I think I'm going to do it for this side too, but we do not have to do the double layered one that I did on the other side. So right here, I can select this face or that edge, extrude on the Z, and right here I can just fill this, and then I'm going to take this edge, add in an edge loop here. I'm going to take this edge and fill and to fill. So that's cool. I already like the base, but looks like there is a shape here that needs to. So I'm going to duplicate this. So I need this shape to create the foot, basically. So I'm going to go into edit mode, scale that down, and extrude this on the Z, just like so. So I'm going to scale all of that, and this looks good. I think right about here, I'll add in this support, and yeah, it looks tight actually, but it's not allowing me to duplicate to the back perfectly. So what I want to do is I'm going to bring origin to geometry, and I'm going to bring cursor to selected, right? So I can select this now and duplicate to the back without any worries. So we have the entire stand of this. Let me see if I add bevel if it's going to be good. Okay, I'm not mad at it. It's only that this is really soft, and I think I can add a subdivision and everything tightens up properly. So this is good. I'm going to delete the bevel and the subdivision, right? And I think just to add, now looking at this, I feel like in order to make this come out well, I have to add all of these textures. But of course, you guys know I'm not texturing right now, so I'm just going to add, think this. There's something going on with this model that I don't understand. So I'm going to undo. Let me turn off that mirror. O G Y. All right, that's cool. This, let's see. Okay, that's cool. So time to do the dialogue. What's going on right here? Right here, I think I need one on this side and one on this side. So I can, I think I can just duplicate that face, extrude that, and then I will apply that scale, insert, and I'll do that insert again, make it thicker, and extrude inward. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do that insert again just to make sure it's even more thick. And we have this. So that button, I'm going to Shift D, separate that selection. I'm looking at this now, it looks too huge. So I'm going to go into edit mode, go to the front view, select this top, and GZ, maybe GX on this side, or GY, make it smaller. G. Okay, that's pretty cool. So right here, I'm going to select this face and extrude all of that out. Right. This is going to be the switch. I'm going to bevel this part, and this is going to extrude out just like so. So the pivot point for this is going to be back here. I'm going to bring geometry to selected and bring origin to 3D cursor. So this is where we're going to make that turning from. So this GY in, and I think this is too thick. So I'm going to undo all of that and then reduce the height of this SC. I'm going to bring this GX all the way back. So that's cool. I'm going to rotate this and GX backward like so. So this is good. Scale down, rotate. That looks fire to me. I'm going to mirror this to the other side, and that's cool. Next up, I'm going to do this dial at the center. Looking at this dial, I don't think there's anything going on there. I'm going to apply my mirror first of all. Apply this. I'm going to bring this in, insert. I'm going to subdivide this, turn that into a circle, scale down that circle. I'm going to try to centralize this as much as I can. This is cool. Scale this up. Oh, I think this is still an active element. So I'm going to change this to bounding box, scale down. Okay, that's cool. That's actual center. So this I can insert all the way, duplicate this, separate that element, and this I can scale first before I extrude out. So with this selected, I can go down to boundary loop and bevel this. So that's a good bevel. On this side, I'll select this, select loop, boundary loop, bevel. So that's cool. I'm going to tighten all that up, but I'm going to make sure I treat this differently. So I'm going to bevel this part, tighten that. That's cool. And this shape right here, I'm going to Y and loop select that entire thing. So I feel this is going to have separate bevel also, but we're seeing some problems here, which I think adding a loop like so can solve. So I'm just going to join and then join. So that's cool, but the mesh still looks crazy. So I need to spread things out. And then flip this to the other side. Turn off the mirror, flip, and yeah. So that's cool. Next up, I need to do the top part of this, and I kind of need to zoom through it. But I'm looking at this right now, and I see that there's a slight curve to the top of this. So I'm going to select this, and then with proportional editing selected, I'm going to GZ. So it's going to look something like this. What's going to happen is I'm going to copy this mesh and undo, and then I'll paste back the mesh I copied. So all of this information down here, I don't need them. I just need the top information. Delete vertices. And then for this, I don't need the top information because I already have the curved one. So I think that's how I'm going to do it. Let me do it again. So this time I don't use the sphere. I don't use the smooth. I use the sphere option. So I can GZ again. That's a nice curve. And then do the same thing. We'll copy, undo this. We'll paste in the curved option, and then we can delete vertices that we do not need. For example, this. For example, this. Okay. Delete vertices. Okay, I think I'm going to leave that top actually. So I'm going to SZ0, but I made sure my proportional editing was turned off. SZ0 GZ. So that's cool. Right here, this top part is going to be taken off. Delete vertices. So you see this top part, I'm going to SZ0, and this part I'm going to GZ down a little, just a smidge. GZ. So these two I'm going to join into one mesh, and then I'm going to bridge both just like so. So that's cool. We have our curve shape without distorting the other things. I'm going to bring in this top base. That is looking like a different what do you call it, mesh of its own. So I'm going to bring in a square. Yes, I'm going to bring in a cube, scale on the Z, GX backward scale, and then this right here, I'm going to select the edges just like so, right, and bevel. So that's cool. I'm going to shade smooth, and I think something I want to do is add bevel to this, so I kind of know what the final thing looks like for this. So let's add that bevel again. We can add subdivision, and it's not looking good though. So I think the bevel needs to come down a little bit so that it accommodates for this one. It needs to come down even more. Let's do does this place need a holding loop? Because every other place has. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Next up, we're going to do this. So I'm going to insert the face and extrude on the Z, just like so. And we're going to create this top, and in order to create it, I'll have to duplicate this, P, separate that selection, E, extrude on the Z, and I'm going to fill this and insert and insert. So this glass part is going to be extruded all the way out. But at the top here, I'm going to scale it up. I'm looking at the proportions of this now, and it's a little off. And I think part of why it's looking like that is this shape down here. GZ. One half. So this has to go up. That's good. So we have that. I think this needs to have a handle. So right here, I'll add in a loop, bevel that loop. I'll add in a loop on this side too, and maybe on around here. So I'll bevel both loops. So right here, I can EY all the way out, and this I can EY. All right, so this can come up a little bit, and I can add in some loops on this side. G, GZ. And I want to add an edge loop right here. So you see this, onto bridge bolts. So that bridge is twisted. I'm going to adjust that, and yeah, we have the shape, but that handle looks really small. So I'm going to just adjust it. I want to see if I can GG along. I cannot, so I'm going to have to reconstruct the hand. Right around here. So this is close to the top, and this is pretty much close to the bottom also. So this hand is longer than I think. I'm going to bring this. I'm going to bevel all of that. I think all these edges in between, I don't think they're needed. So dissolve all those edges. This I'm going to SX. This I'm going to just GG also. So these two faces, I'm going to select them and extrude on the X or Y rather. And You see this down part, I'm just going to move it upward like so, and then this and this, I'm going to select those faces and bridge both. So we have that looking good. I'm going to go into edit mode and select this and this and GY. That's cool. Right here, I want to take this top off, so I'm going to delete this face, and you have to create the cover basically. So with this, I can add in a loop right here, duplicate that, separate that, duplicate. I'm going to come to the top, scale that down, extrude this on the Z, scale, and then I can fill that face. I think what this looks like is insert, scale that down, turn into a circle, then I think this part too needs to be a circle. Scale that down. Right. I want to go to the top view, try to see if this is centralized. It is not centralized. So I'm just going to centralize it visually. This too is not centralized. Centralize it visually. So right here, I can GZ up to the top. That's cool. And this face, maybe this edge too, I can extrude this along normals. Select this, then select this and select this. I can bevel, but I want to apply scale first of all, and then bevel all of that. So the thinking is that if I add a sub D on this, it should hold up, but I think the subdivision didn't, or the bevel didn't affect this side properly. So I will just bring origin to geometry and then flip this to the other side. And I think I'm cool with that shape. The only thing I need to do is, I think the proportions for the cover is off. So I'm going to bring this up and then GC, bring this up also. So that's cool. I'm going to shade smooth. I'm going to apply that mirror and we're good. So this top, I'm going to GG, bring that down. I think right around here, I'm going to drag this up and drag this into place too. So this looks good. GZ, that's locked in. I think the handles, we have a shape problem with the handles because this is sharp and visually this looks curved. So I'm going to apply scale and then curve this handle. And then this also, I'll do the same with this. GG, space this out. GG, space this out. And then this, I will just bevel. I'm looking at this, and then inside also has to be beveled. So I'm going to bevel the inner part, but it's not beveling properly. So I'm going to undo and look for another way to go about this, right? So instead of joining it like so, I'm going to dissolve both this edge, dissolve, and then this edge, this edge dissolve. So right here, I'm going to join and right here I'm going to join. Right, so we're going to have you know what, I'm going to do it visually. Just need to leave one edge right here, G into position, and then I just need to join this like so, join this like so. So we have this edge all the way through, and then this edge too. So I want to bevel all of that. Beveled, beveled. So that's cool. So I'm looking at beveling it individually just so that we have same bevel amount for the outer and the inner one. So let me just try it. Okay, then I'm going to bevel this part. So one. All right, so that's cool. The only thing I'm bothered about right now is I'm looking at these edges and I do not know if it's correct as what's going on out there. Like, I feel like it's supposed to be like rounder. So I'm going to take out 3 out of these edges. And the reason I'm taking it out is that I feel like with a subdivision, I should be able to correct that form issue. Right here, I'm going to add in a bevel. Um, right here, I want to put an edge loop around this. So I'm going to bring in with my mesh tools and offset the other way. Offset just like so. So that contains that. I think I'll do the same for this part too. Right. Let's bring in our offset and yeah, contained. So the bevel that is here is working. Matter of fact, maybe I can even take this out also. Let's see. Hmm. I'm going to turn off subdivision first of all, and then you see this edge. I'm going to GX, bring this out, and I will dissolve this and GX, and I'll dissolve this. So this edge right here, I'm just going to bevel that. I'm going to make it softer myself. Pause. So I think that's how soft I need that edge to be, right? So I'm going to undo all of that. I'm going to dissolve this edge, dissolve this edge, come to the side view. All of this I'm going to GY forward, and then this I'm going to select, and then just make that as round as I want, basically. GX. Okay, I like that. This cover, the inner part, I can suck it in or just scale off that, like scale it on the Z inward like this, and would have any of that part showing. And then to fix this part, that's even okay, needs fixing. I can maybe take this outer one and air shift C, scale it outward, GY. So that's cool. I don't know what this shape is on top here, but it looks something like this. Shift D, scale. I'm going to bring origin to geometry and scale that down. This is what it look like. I'm going to dissolve this edge, or delete the edge rather. Select all and fill that face again. Turn this into a circle. Apply scale. Let's do the circle again. So I think some part of this, I probably want to check out the select. So some part of it is deselected and scaled towards the center. So it's something like this to me, right? So we want 3 selected, and we want 3 deselected, and then we want like 2 selected, right? It looks something like this to me. I'm going to give it a 2, and then this is scaled down inward like so. So this makes for an ergonomic handle that can easily bring out or rotate the top off, right? So that's cool. I'm going to select these edges and I'm going to scale them out. Scale, I'm just going to scale out, and that's cool. I think right here I want to add in I want to add in a bevel. I'm going to make this bevel by myself. I'm going to add a general bevel. So that's a cool amount of bevel. I'm going to add in a sub D, and the sub D is working the way I want it to. Looking at this, it's looking like I should have beveled this part, but maybe that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bevel. One, 2, 3, bevel. I think these 2 should be beveled. So that's cool. Yeah, that is pretty much it. The heavy lifting in this is really in the texturing, but as far as modeling is concerned, it's done. I think the base, let me just do a little bit of texturing. This part is matte black and then the top part is red. So I'm going to select the top and I'm going to add in a different color to it. So this part is going to be red, but like ox blood-ish. I'm going to assign to the top part, and yeah. So we're looking something like this. I think this inner part is going to be black, but it's going to be textured beyond just a black color. Like there are some, not some, there are a lot of like annotations made inside. So all of those needs to be created and assigned to their various. I don't know what's going on here, but I feel like it's because of the subdivision. It's making this part stretch weirdly. So I'm going to go apply the subdivision, right? And then I'm going to reselect this, right? I'm going to select this too, and then I'm going to select this, and I'm going to apply this material to it. So that's cool. This is a black material, but it's so much more shiny. Looking at this, it needs a bevel modifier, so I'm going to add in a bevel. And then bring up the roughness a little. I'm going to link object date. No. Let me see if I can copy modifier. That's cool. I want to also copy material, or link material rather. So that's cool. Right here at the base, I'm going to add in this, and then on the bevel, I'm going to first of all apply scale and then add a bevel to it. That's a cool amount of bevel. Yeah, I think this model is pretty much done. Of course, like I don't texture on stream, so when it's time to upload this, I will just do the texturing and upload. So that's about it, guys. Okay, I'm seeing something here. I think something is destroyed here actually. So I want to undo all the way back to this point. Yeah. So there's something that I did wrong around here. So yeah, I'm going to save this. What's the name of the folder? Oh, sorry. What's the name of the day? So it's day 36. I'm going to change this to dawn. I'm going to put this at a low amount actually, because it's not like massive effort. So it's going to be at $3 and 43 minutes. So I think I did this right on time. So I think I said this was day 30 watts. Jesus Christ. Did I say day 35? Let me check. Oh my god, 36. I just never mess up that number again. Day 36. I'm going to go day 36. Power blender. Save file. I'm going to save resources locally too. So yeah, that's about it, guys. Let me just quickly check the stream if there's any comments or anything I need to attend to. So yeah, that's about it, guys. So that's all. That's about it, guys. So long, and until I see you guys in the next one. Peace.